Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the August reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. So I've already shuffled the deck and we're going to take a look at what Scorpio should be expecting this month, in the month of August. What is the current situation for Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? We have three cards that came out. Ace of Wands, the Fool. So this is a new start, right? This feels like a new start, the opportunity to have a new start. So this is normally associated to like something that has ended in the past that you're having the opportunity to have a brand new start with. This could be a person, this could be employment, this could be a business opportunity that you might have thought that you lost but has come back into your awareness or come back to you with the opportunity to have a start, a new start at something. It's a chance, right? It's a chance to play the game again, right? And I feel like you're jumping into this opportunity with 100% of yourself. I see you don't know necessarily where it's going, but you feel like you want to take the chance at that because, you know, it's something that you're passionate about. It could be, like I said, it could be a person, but it could also be a project or a job opportunity that has presented itself to you again. And what is crossing you? The Eight of Swords. So you even though you're jumping into it 150%, you do show a little bit of anxiety attached. I hate when I can't see this. There's a little bit of anxiety attached to it for you. That is so much better. I feel like you can see it now. Okay, so even though you're jumping into this new opportunity full force and full gusto, there is a little bit of scared, you're a little bit scared, a little bit of anxiety. You might be having some bad dreams about it, a little bit of apprehensions surrounding this new start, even though, like I said, I do feel like you are going full force into it. What is the past of this situation for Scorpio? So a lot of you, this is a relationship situation. We have the Knight of Cups here in the past, and we also have the Death card. So this is really giving like a lot of Scorpio vibes, but it could also be a Cancer person. It could also be Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So it could be also someone that is your sign mate. I really do get did I say Pisces? I meant to say Scorpio. Scorpio vibe. So in the past, you could have been dealing with someone who is your sign mate, who is the same sign as you, and that situation has come to an end. It really kind of felt like romance. Whenever I see this horse here, I really do get Cancer vibes with that. Or you might not be letting the situation go. Or wanting to have the opportunity to have a second chance with this individual. But I do feel like in the past, it was something that ended, and now there's the opportunity to kind of rekindle it again. And I do see you going full force with that, even though you are a bit nervous about that. So what is in the current awareness for Scorpio as it pertains to this situation? The current awareness. So I do feel like there's a sense of wanting to create with this person. Some of you really want like a long-term situation with this person. I feel like you might want to start a family with them, or you're just like in the space, like I said, ultimately of really creating something new. And in the subconscious realm is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you in this situation, I feel like in the past, you know, like I said, something ended, something died. And subconsciously, I feel like that left a sense of loss with you, a sense of instability in terms of like finances. So you might have lost an apartment, or you might have lost, you know, had to move out of a space that you were in. But I feel like this is a feeling for you, this sense of not having enough or not being enough for the situation. And I feel like this is the sense of apprehension that you're moving into the future with, is this feeling of not being enough or not having enough to offer this situation. Can I get a clarification for the Five of Pentacles? What is the clarification for the Five of Pentacles? The Three of Wands, and also the Page of Swords in reverse. So I really feel like you're having the opportunity here to really kind of learn, not just about yourself, but also about what you can contribute to a situation or a dynamic. I feel like you definitely have the passion, you have the gusto, and you have this here, right? The passion to want to move forward with something that is new. So there is that element here, but I feel like a lot of it that hinders you is like you're overthinking about it, right? Really kind of here. Page of Swords energy, and also the Eight of Swords energy. There's a lot of overthinking that's happening, especially when it pertains to what you feel like you don't have to contribute, which you do have. You're a little bit scared about it. What is the outcome for this situation? Two of Pentacles. So I do kind of feel like there's like a little bit of a juggling happening here. A juggling, I feel like, between the way that you think and the way that you're acting. So I feel like even though you want to step forward and proceed forward, I feel like there's a little bit of hesitation because you're kind of like struggling with your own emotions surrounding this situation. And so what is the clarification for that? Is the Two of Cups. Right? So we have both of these in the reverse. I don't want you to set yourself up for heartbreak, right? If you are not 100% ready to enter into something, I feel like you should wait. I do feel like there's a start here. There's the opportunity to make a new start here, and the willingness to make a new start. But what's crossing you, again, like I said, is the Eight of Swords. This is your own a thought process, your own way of looking at it. So the restrictions that you have are restrictions that you're placing on yourself, and the restrictions are in your mind. And I feel like if you want to be in a situation where you are having that Two of Cups exchange, where you're entwined in a love relationship, where you are giving, there's an equal give and take, that is something that is definitely on the table for you. The opportunity is there for you to create with this person here. There's an opportunity to create something. But if you can't get past your own thoughts or your own insecurities or your own feeling that you feel like you're not enough, or you feel like you don't bring enough to the table, or you don't offer enough to the situation, I feel like you're not necessarily going to get the outcomes that you want, because you're already sabotaging it from the beginning. Right? So I feel like this is something that happens a lot. I feel like sometimes the overthinking and creating situations or creating scenarios in your head that aren't necessarily true, or especially when it pertains to who you are and who you present yourself in the relationship to be, I feel like that kind of hinders the situation more than anything, right? So using the Kipper deck, I'm going to pull a few cards to kind of get clarification for the situation. What is happening for Scorpio this month? So again, we have a card for concern pertaining to a mature male, a sense of despair, and also occupation. So ultimately, like I said, for some of you, this is dealing with a relationship, right? It's dealing with a relationship with someone who might be an older male from you. I'm really getting a lot of Scorpio vibes, and you feeling as though there is a cause for concern for you with the situation, because I feel like because he is an older male, or because it is someone older than you might feel like you're not emotionally ready, or you're kind of, you're younger than they are. And I feel like you think that you don't bring enough to the table, and you do, because you bring what that person wants. They want your energy, they want the passion that you bring to the situation. If you are younger than them, you bring a fresh new energy that they are missing in their life, and that is what they want. The concern is, if you aren't bringing that energy, you kind of appear to be like everything else that they've already dealt with, and that might come up as a cause for concern that might end the relationship before it even gets a chance to start. And some of you, this could be someone that's older than you. This could be someone that's older than you that you work with. It could be a boss. So you might want to be careful about that if you are not fully ready to go into a relationship with someone, especially if it's someone that you work with. You might want to think about this before you proceed, right? Let's see, are there any more? Does Spirit have any more messages for Scorpio for this month? Does Spirit have any more messages for Scorpio for this month? Toil and labor and mature woman. So again, some of you are definitely dealing with somebody older than you, whether that be an older male or an older female. You might really work, toil and labor. You might be working for them. There's also the element here, like I said, there's an element here of romance, but there's also an element here of like work, right? We have occupation and we have toil and labor, which are really ultimately two sides of the same coin. When we talk about occupation, we're talking about doing something that you love, something that's creative. It might be artistic, but it's something that you enjoy doing. It's a hobby. So some of you might be turning your hobby into like a full-time position. But what feels like it's happening here is that you're going to get bogged down with the details of the actual work, and it's going to feel like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to feel like stuck energy. This is like an kind of like the Knight of Pentacles energy, where it's like really grinding out on that work, really spending a lot of time, putting a lot of time and energy and effort into building something, maybe a new business venture, and really kind of feeling like you might lose a little bit of the enjoyment that you have for it, because now that the thing that you enjoy doing feels like it feels like heavy labor, right? And so I feel like a lot of you are trying to put yourself in a position where financially you're doing something that you love and enjoy doing, and turning that into a full-time position or a full-time job, a venture, a new business venture. And so I feel like you might be feeling a little bit of pressure attached to that, because it feels like you're not necessarily enjoying what you used to enjoy anymore, and it's putting you in a state of depression a little bit, but also feeling like you don't really have what it takes. So if you're dealing with someone that is older than you, I feel like there's a little bit of a wisdom attached to this person that could potentially guide you along your path. But I really do feel like you are overthinking a lot of things in your life instead of just doing, right? And I feel like this is a pattern for you, and this is a trend for you. And so you're really having to put yourself in the space, or you need to put yourself in the space where you're enjoying the things that you're creating, whether it be in a dynamic of a relationship, or whether it be in the dynamic of using your creative artistic talents, or the things that you enjoy doing, like your hobbies, and turning that into a business to enjoy the creative process overall, right? And to take one step at a time, and not really focus too much on the everyday things, because I feel like that's going to kind of take the joy out of creating for you, right? So we're going to pull a card for advice, and the card that comes out is the High Priestess, right? Harness mystic power. The High Priestess is, the message is to align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the High Priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The High Priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the High Priest. If you look at them together, you will see they mirror each other's energy. She is joined by a black bobcat, representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There's an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you're working on or the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. So I really feel like this, when they talk about how the High Priestess is also the consort of the High Priest, we're having these two dual energies show up with the mature man and the mature woman, right? And so I kind of feel like this is a call to you for you to elevate yourself using your discipline to tap into your creative powers, right? But also being focused on what it is that you need to focus on and to create what you need to create. You have, like I said, there's a sense of a passionate energy here, and whether that be in the dynamic of a relationship or whether that be in the dynamic of creating something that is an outsource of like a hobby or a craft or something that you enjoy, there is a sense of discipline that needs to go into that. There's a sense of work. It's going to feel like work to you, right? It's going to feel like work because it's not necessarily because you're using more of your energy to focus on putting these two things together, which is where the discipline aspect comes in. But it's definitely something that you can do. But I do feel like, again, like, don't overthink it. Just enjoy the creative process as it comes. Okay, so that is the end of your reading, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps you. Please leave me a comment below and let me know how this is kind of like working out in your life. Like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for post notifications, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.